Good morning, guys. I'm out. I'm doing a quick harvest. I just did I watered early. I wasn't going to bore you with that, but I came out. I also trimmed a few things. I stripped bare pretty much. I trimmed my tomato um, plants as well as my banana pepper plants. And someone may be saying, "Wow, where the leaves at?" Well, guys, you don't want them too many leaves on there, because you don't want the plant to be focusing on growing the leaves. You want it to be focused on growing the fruit. This one here, I did transplant this one. I mean, once this one here bear the rest of that fruit, I will pull this one up. The one next to it was transplanted at the same time. We're gonna keep that one, but as they slowly look like they're not bearing fruit anymore, I will be pulling them out. Now, if you can look in this yellow bucket, I see a lot of people do that. So this plant here is going to be my tester plant. If it looks like, and I actually seen the water. I can see the water bubbles moving, meaning it is draining, which is a good thing. So that's something I might be doing pretty soon to help me on my watering. But I came out and I got a couple of things, not many, but I was able to harvest some things. I trimmed this bell pepper. I think that's what this is. I left what looked it like, which doesn't seem like it's there anymore. I I I trimmed it. We'll see what it does, if it's gonna push anything else out. Um, Again, everything is pretty much watered, fertilized, not too heavy. I trimmed back all my basil. So yeah, that's what we did today. This is all my trimmings. I could have done some more on those pepper plants, but I decided, actually I do have to get some peppers off of there. I decided to I'll hold that off maybe until later this evening to see, because it's starting to ramp up. So the meaning for this particular video though as well is, know who you're planting for, who you're growing for. um Yes, when you see those that have big, beautiful landscapes and gardens with abundance of fruit growing, you have to ask yourself, who are they growing for? Are they growing just for their family? Are they growing for profit as well as their family? How many do they have in their family? You don't know their circumstances. Therefore, make sure you know who you're planning for. That is one of the main mistakes a lot of us as new gardeners do make. We want to plant everything. We want our garden to look like everybody else's garden. But your home dynamic is not set up like theirs. I have a home dynamic of two. I will not be planting cornrows, a field of things. First of all, I don't have the space. But number two, it's just no need for me to plant 50 million pepper plants. I don't eat hot food. My husband don't eat hot food. I have a few family and friends that will eat, but I mean, I'm not technically planting for them. I'm planting for those that live in my house, which is two. Occasionally, I give some out if I have more of what I planted for two. So, if you have a family of 5, 6, and you know that they're growing, they're eating a lot, I can understand you trying to make sure you have a lot of things growing because you have a big family. I can understand you have a lot of things growing if you're into market gardening. I can understand if you have a lot of things growing because you just simply eat a lot of that particular variety of what you're planting. Do not waste space when it's only one, two, three people. And out of those three people or two people, you only have one that really eats majority of what you're planting. I really hope that makes sense to some of you guys. This is not to bash anybody, of course, but if someone do not explain it to you, you will run down that rabbit hole like most new gardeners have done. I would say in some fashion, I feel like I've went down that rabbit hole maybe in one particular area. But if you don't know better, you can't do better. And if no one actually help you or teach you, then you can't correct mistakes, or you will make major mistakes that's not necessary. So again, your garden will not look like my garden. My garden will not look like your garden. What I have here is a garden for two. I plant what we eat only. If I choose to experiment, it would be one of that, and maybe no more than one or two experiments at a time. Because, again, it goes back to some of my other videos. You have to know your gardening space, your gardening setup. Are you capable of keeping that particular garden growing with the setup you have? Your watering system, your space, and your time. If you're not an at-home person, if you go to work, do you have time to manage a large garden? Do you have time to take care of that particular plant that is a special needs plant, meaning it needs a lot of attention? So if it's only you and you're in a small space, you can really do well with just what you want. Matter of fact, if you're in a small space, this is a 3 by I think it's like a 3 by 2.5 or 4.5 by 3, something like that, elevated garden bed. If you're in a garden, if you're in a patio, small deck, porch, that was too really good, because it's not that big and it'll take a lot of space. And if it's just one, you're only growing for one, maybe you're only growing for one or two, and you still have room probably on your patio to put you a couple of the little containers, grow bags or something like that. But I'm not even in a big space myself, so I'm very mindful of how much I'm planting, because it's already hard for me. That's why I had to set up that water system, because I didn't realize my setup didn't have a water spigot to hook up to a water hose. So as I learned, I'm thinking, oh, well, I just have to use some watering cans. I learned really quick that watering cans was not going to do it. I was losing things in my first year. It was getting too overwhelming. And I really kind of wanted to give up, because I just figured, whew, I don't see how I'm going to make this happen. I have to pack water in and out of the house. And I want to grow this and I want to grow that. And yes, at some point I tried. So guys, I know those other gardens look beautiful, but do not get caught up in someone else's capabilities of gardening. Do what you can handle. And I just cannot tell you this too many times, because look, your first year, even your second year, I'm in my second year, you change up so much because you're learning. But learn the basics first. It's so much information out here. Some people is willing to help you along the way, but you will have to put the work in. Do not try to do what you see the big guys have and you're just starting. Your day will come. If your dynamic, if your household grow, then yes, I would say, yeah, grow more. But by then you would know how to grow. You would know your setup, is adequate for what you're trying to do. Through these series of videos that I'm doing is to really show you the mistakes I've made, the successes I made, and the I mean it's pretty much one of those, the bad, the good, the ugly, the triumphs, the everything. Your mind gonna change. I want to do this, I want to do that, but no one tells you all the way through of what it's going to take. You would see, oh, they're growing so much. They grow a lot of corn, they grow a lot of strawberries, they grow a lot of lemons, whatever the case is. But that may not be your situation at the time. So do not be afraid to grow, but start off small. I don't care if that's just one tomato plant, one salad in a bowl, one pepper plant, but grow something to know the basics, what this product needs and what it don't needs. Another thing, I guess, just do not be afraid to ask questions. You do have some people that really will answer your questions. Don't be afraid to spend that time looking through that video. Your answer may be at the end of the video. It may be in the middle of the video. But make sure you take the time to explore that entire video. Some people do have playlists. Go and check the playlist. The information is out there. Do not be afraid to fail. Do not get too overwhelmed. Sometimes you have to go back to the drawing board. I did. I had to do it. I started out in the front of my house. Then I went to the side. I wanted to know what area grows best for me. And you will figure that out. But if you're trying to go in full-fledged, you only have a little limited space, and you think you can grow just like those big people that have, when I say big people, people that have a lot of property, a lot of space, a lot of equipment, a lot of help. If it's just you doing it, slow down. It can get overwhelming. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't want to make it too long, but I'm always trying to share information and make sure that you're getting some things that you would need to help you along your journey. Again, I'm in my second year. I still have a lot to learn, but I'm not afraid to try to help someone else, get through their first year. And hopefully by the time I get to my third and fourth and fifth year, like some other people, that I too have one of those gardens that everything looks good. And even though those that do have those kind of gardens, they have failures as well. And a lot of them will tell you, I still fail. So again, grow something. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a lot of information that you can use. Some of my videos are long. Some of them is quick to the point. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share the video, and leave a comment. And if you do have questions, you can also leave that in the comment. If you haven't joined my emailing list, I have a video for that. Thank you. You have a great day and grow something. Anything Love Lady do, she do it with love.